Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mike from Up to Par, and you got Jonathan back there behind the camera here today, but we are at Pheasant Ridge Golf Course here in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and we have Jake Bermel here, who's the assistant pro out here, and we're going to do some lessons here today. So Jake's going to try to help me out with my game. We thought, what a perfect opportunity to get some video and share it with all of you and learn from Jake here today. So we're going to walk through a few different aspects of the game. We're going to start on the putting green, we'll move to chipping, and then we'll get into some full swing here in just a little bit. So hope you enjoy these. Once again, we're here with Jake Bermel out here at Pheasant Ridge Golf Course, and we're going to start on the green. And so if you remember back to our interview we did with Jake's dad, John Bermel, who's the head pro out here, he talked a lot about when you're taking lessons or trying to improve your game, start on the green, start on and around the green, because that's where you're going to get a lot of your advantage for improvement. And so we're going to start on the greens today. And so Jake, for me, I'm about a 6 to 8 handicapper, okay? So I've never had a ton of lessons other than just a little bit of instruction that you've given to me as I've been out here practicing. But for me, the biggest challenge that I have with my putting is distance control. So today, that's kind of one of the areas that I kind of really want to work on, is just how do I get the consistency with the ball strike so I can get that dial in that distance a little bit better. Perfect. All right, so should I just hit just a few and kind of
just have you hit a few just so we can see what's going on, kind of what your tendencies are, that type of thing.
Jake, so we've been out here for a little bit. You see me hit a few putts, and so what are some suggestions to kind of start, maybe set up and so on, to maybe think about, as I go on to play in the future. What I like is I don't have a ton of like swing thoughts. I know in the past when you and I have worked together, I've always walked away with a thought or two before each shot, which has really helped me from a consistency standpoint. So when I'm looking to line up a putt, being ready to stroke the putt, what are just a few of those tips?
Yeah, honestly, your setup looks great. You've never really had issues aiming. You cut across them a little bit. Something that I would if you're putting bad, I would have you work on. Some people cut across that are great putters. I find it harder to repeat than other ways. So I would have you work on cutting across it a little bit less, and that'll help with centerness contact. There's a couple there that we just filmed. The one you hit right in the center of the face, one you hit a little off the heel, and the one you hit out on the toe. Okay. I don't know if you realized it, but it's one of those things where centerness contact is everything, and that has a lot to do with distance control, like you were talking about, where if you hit one in the center of the face, and then you hit one off the toe, which one's going further? Obviously the one in the center of the face, so you hit it solid. But if you're getting used to hitting it out a little off the toe where it deadens it a little bit, and then all of a sudden you have a long putt and you hit it off center, distance controls, you got no chance just because you're not expecting to hit it that hard. We're talking about working on hitting into the center of the face more often than not, right? So a good drill to use is it's called the gate drill, and I know you've seen Tiger Woods doing it. He does it every time he warms up. He's made it famous, obviously, and he's a fairly good putter. You want to set your putter down right behind the ball, get lined up like you're going to hit it. And all we're going to do is I'm going to put a tee just on the inside of the heel, just outside the toe. Just so I know where to put the ball. But then all you got to do is don't hit the tees, right? Obviously, if you miss the tees, you're going to hit the ball right in the center of the face. Boom. Easy as that, right? Yeah. And so the next thing, obviously, you can do it. I watched you do it.
Yep.
And we talked about how you were cutting across it just a little bit. Yep. And so all I would do to fix that is
I was cutting across. So I nicked that just a little on the.
You were going when you were putting, before we put the tees down, your stroke was coming in through this way. Okay. And so you would probably flip that one.
Yep.
And so if you take that, if I put a tee straight behind this one, and I put a tee straight in front of this one, it'll feel like to you that you're going to be hitting it from the inside and going out. Realistically, you're probably going to be coming a little bit inside on the way back and then straight down the line on the way through. Okay. But yeah, go ahead and hit that putt.
Don't hit any tees.
Yeah, all you have to do is not hit the tees.
You make it sound so easy, Jake.
There we go. Yep.
Caught the
And so
inside,
you can
just a
see,
touch.
you hit this tee, didn't you?
Yep.
And all that means is when you came through, you tried to pull it back in. So all you got to do is go straight down the line. That putter will go straight at the hole. That was really good. Never doubt.
So I know one of the things you and I have talked about in the past when I've been out here practicing and doing different things is trying to get my eyes over the ball. How does that look today?
Yeah, much better than before. Earlier, your head was way back here and the toe of the club was way off the ground. You're much closer to it this time around than last time. Okay. You're still probably not quite there, but it's not so far now that I would be concerned about it.
Okay.
Obviously, everybody sets up to the ball just a little bit different, a little bit closer, a little further away, but it's not something I would be concerned about now, like I was before. Easy game, right?
Yeah. Only if I can just have tees to line me up every time, right?
Seems easy, right? Never down.
All right, so we got the gate drill, really good tip, out practicing. Maybe you're getting ready for a round with your buddies, or maybe you're playing a competitive round. Something easy to throw down, kind of get your putting stroke in line as you get off to that first tee. Now, if we back up a little bit, same drill, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Same drill. So if you're struggling with speed, with like I do at times, we're doing it from 5 feet here, but I could take this back 10, 15, 20 feet, and as my stroke gets a little bit longer, it's just kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, and you'll notice that the further you get away from the hole, the more difficult it is. Obviously, that makes sense. You're trying to hit the ball harder and all that. But if you can do it from 5 feet, you know the putter fits in there.
Yep.
You can do it from 25 feet. You're just going to have to practice a little bit and get the timing of everything down. But in theory, it's the same stroke. You just have to hit it harder.
Well, and I know I have a little putting mat green in my basement. Yeah. So now that we're getting ready to head into winter, unfortunately, here in Iowa, I know we're going to talk a little bit more about this later, but this is a drill I could probably set up on that, or on carpet even possibly.
Honestly, it works even better when you're on a putting green that you can't put the tee in the ground, because all you do is flip the tee over. Yes. And so you stand it up on the head of the tee, and if you hit the tee, it's going to knock it over every time. There's no maybe, so you'll know immediate feedback like that. But it's the same drill where you can hit 5-6 footers on a mat all day long in the winter when you can't get out and play. Yeah. But yeah, you'll see just by hitting the ball in the center of the face more consistently, you'll make more putts.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for the putting tips. I think we're going to move on to chipping now, so stay tuned for that.